You are now listening to Vigilantes Radio, presented by the Only One Media Group. This is the people's choice for quality interviews, celebrities, and special guests. Hosted by Demetrius-Reynolds. Call in to join the mix at 701-801-9813. For the complete archive of episodes, visit onlyonemediagroup.com and be sure to like us on Facebook at Vigilantes Radio. We welcome all. Enjoy the show. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome your host, Demetrius-Reynolds. Enjoy the show.
Hey, what is up, guys? Welcome to another incredible episode of Vigilantes Radio Live right here on iHeartRadio, and I am your host, Deanie. We have a very special guest for you guys, so you definitely want to stick around for that. And as a matter of fact, text your buddies, family members, or even share it on social media right now and let them know that we are about to dive deep into another interview. Before I bring my guest on, I do want to say, if you could live your life backwards, just imagine all the mistakes, difficult situations, and negative energy that you could avoid. Knowing what you know now would give you an enormous advantage in living through those past experiences. It's like playing Super Mario Brothers for like the 1000th time. You kind of know the secrets, you kind of know where the enemies land. You can predict the gameplay for the most part. You cannot live your life backwards or replay your life for that matter. And you really wouldn't even want to, maybe a few things to change here and there, but I don't know, you may mess with the long run of things. There is something more powerful that you can do. You can choose to let go of all the negative energy created by past mistakes and disappointments. Knowing what you know now, you see that there's no reason in the world to keep hanging on to those disappointments. You see that every mistake, every disappointment, every unkind word, every embarrassment is in the past. And, you see that they've led you to where you are now. You see that, however painful they were at the time, those difficulties have helped you grow in wisdom, strength, and in spirit. You're still alive. You're a survivor, warrior. And now is the ideal time to simply let go of all that negative energy you've been carrying. It doesn't have to burden you or drain you any longer. Let yourself be free. Let go of the negativity from your past and unleash an enormous amount of positive energy to move you forward. Take that from me, Coach Deanie. That is my word. Let's go.
Access, a minority-run nonprofit organization dedicated to supporting survivors of domestic violence and sexual abuse. Our prevention division educates the public on healthy relationships, consent, and boundaries, while our recovery division provides support and resources after trauma. We offer workshops and coaching to individuals worldwide, helping them navigate complex issues and reclaim their power. We believe in the power of education and conversation. Our interdisciplinary approach challenges societal norms and empowers individuals to live authentically and purposefully. With the guidance of our accredited coaches, you can overcome obstacles, achieve your goals, and create the future you desire. Don't wait to take control of your life and your sexuality. Visit our website, Sexess.org, to learn more about our services and how you can get involved.
All right. Again, welcome to the show. You're listening to VRL, that's Vigilantes Radio Live, right here on iHeartRadio. And I'm your host, Deanie. Our interviews are designed to go beyond the music, news, books, art, acting, films, technology, education, entrepreneurship, entertainment, and sometimes even past that thing that we call the ego. Our interviews are designed to go behind the scenes and into the minds of these incredible human beings, the ones who are out there giving it their all for me, for you, and for the world. Today's special episode features the dynamic Sean Pratten, the voice and vision behind Sensibly Cynical Podcast, known for his sharp wit and penchant for pushing discussions to their limits. Sean is transforming traditional podcasting into an extreme yet sensible art form. And today he is here to share the secrets behind his interviewing style, some of his most memorable moments, and how he crafts each episode to leave a lasting impact. So get ready, guys. We're going to go behind the scenes with the podcasting innovator who continually redefines the boundaries of digital storytelling. With that, let's invite Sean on. Yo, what is up, man? Welcome to the show.
Thank you so much, man. Demetrius, it's an honor to be here.
Absolutely. Yes, sir, man. Yes, sir. Man, it's been a while since we spoke. I was on your podcast a while back. We had a chance to meet and exchange formalities, man. What has been happening with you since we last spoke?
Well, I just hit 250 episodes.
Nice.
Yeah, I don't know if you remember, but do you remember the old, like the group, the Shirelles?
No.
They were very popular in like the late 50s, 60s, and 70s.
Okay.
Well, anyways, they reformed, in the 80s and stuff. They had a second formation, and her name's Ane, and I had her on, and she started talking about how, she was, she had Smokey Robinson and and a bunch of people help her with her artistry. So that was an awesome episode. It just dropped 4 days ago. But other than that, man, just been trying to schedule people and trying to find different ways to be creative. Like you were saying, there's more than one way for, creativity to be spread.
Yeah. Absolutely, man. Wow. Congratulations again, man. 250 episodes. And one being very memorable with I forgot the group name already, but
the Shirelles.
The Shirelles, yeah, that's pretty legendary. I have to look into their music and check that out, especially if Smokey Robinson was helping them out.
Yeah, R&B, very talented. So the Shirelles, Shirley Owens, and Ane told me the story about how she got into it, and everyone should check it out. I have some other classic moments I'd like to talk about, and the history of the podcast.
All right, yeah.
Got plenty of good stories, bro.
Yes, sir. Let's hit the ground running, man. Well, first of all, is there a certain amount of episodes that's your milestone?
Dude, to be honest, man, as a solo podcaster, every single time I think, man, this is it. This is it. I think I'm because it's I'm sure there's some listener out there that has ran at least some show or music or done stuff creatively by yourself. It gets taxing sometimes, and the real life gets in the way. But to answer your question, my goal is to get to 300 and then reconvene. But right now, 300 is the goal.
All right. So let's talk history, man. Podcasting isn't easy for those who think it is. I know a lot of people have one, but like you mentioned, a lot of work goes into it. If you're at this solo, I'm solo on my venture, and man, it gets frustrating. But let's talk about you, man. When did the want and need for podcasting begin for you? What was your first podcast that you ever listened to, or
there's a couple in mind, man. I mean, I hate to say the ones that everyone knows, but Joe Rogan, I don't know if you know, the Serial podcast. I like kind of the mystery stuff as well, and then believe it or not, man, a lot of the sports podcasts, like mainstream ones, most people think, oh, it's mainstream, but you know, some of those people are are really creative with how they present their stuff. You know, they not just like Stephen A. Smith or people like that. They're not cookie cutters. So I'm not saying like he's like my main influence, but you know, his style is kind of like caught my eye. You know what I mean? Like the way he's out there, he's not boring, that's for sure.
Yeah.
So he was one of the guys I was like, man, I mean, there's only one Stephen A. Smith, but he was a guy that I kind of like, if I could just be half as good as him, like creatively, you know?
Mm-hmm. Absolutely, yeah, man. He's one of the greats, I would say.
Yeah, no doubt, man. So the podcast started at the end of 2017 when I moved up to Pensacola, which is like where The Rock we're from, and like Roman Reigns, if you know wrestling. Mm-hmm. Anyways, yeah, so I moved up here, man, and I was going through a rough time. Personal issues, breakup, unfortunate circumstances regarding someone I was seeing is no longer with us. And I was like, well, what can I do to have like an outlet? What can I do to, rather than just sit at home and dwell and sulk about the past, how about I honor the people that would want the best? I mean, they wouldn't want me to sit at home and do nothing, you know? Mm-hmm. So I was like, well, I'm going to start a podcast. So I was like, all right, well, I have a buddy of mine. We're no longer friends, but believe it or not, I actually had a co-host for a while. And then, we kind of went our separate ways. I didn't believe in his ideologies. Do you know what I mean? We kind of had separate takes on political views and societal views. So I kind of distanced myself from him, and then I went solo in July of 2019. So we're hitting almost 5 years solo. And wow. Just interviews, man, mostly music heavy because I get in with these agencies. Like, it's free, but you know what I'm trying to say, Houdini? Like, mm-hmm. Like I told you, like, and I like your advice about maybe, you know, working a little more than just free, you know what I'm saying? Like, make it more of a business, but I'm right now, actually, my bookings are like as high as they've ever been. So I don't know, that says something about how I'm doing.
Yes, sir, man. Wow. So going back to the beginning, did you know what direction you would head in? Like, if you would be vulnerable about your life? I know you chose the interview style eventually, you know, having other people tell their story. But when it comes to your story, and you're a ghost on the internet, bro. You make it very hard to find out who you are.
Yeah, so, because I feel like it's not about, I kind of want to be behind. I'm using my podcast as a platform for other people. Because if I can give, and that's why I lean towards independent artists, because I know the struggle. I'm from a small town, man. I'm from a small town with like 2,000 people, one stoplight. Mm. So I understand this. I understand the struggle of getting at least, you know, these independent artists, and you understand that. You're obviously you're a huge part of the music industry. So you understand what I'm saying is these independent artists, they'll strive for anything. But heck, if like one person listens, that's better than 0 person, people. So they'll, not saying I have like my viewership is a little higher than that, but you get my point. is that they'll take any notoriety and any opportunity. So that's what I do. But it's not just musicians. Like, I'll interview like other podcasters that are going through the same struggle as I am, getting an audience. It's really rough sometimes, and especially with my podcast, I'm subjectless. And I kind of like it, but it kind of has its downfall, too, because there's not a certain subject each episode. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Well, you know. Oh, go ahead. I'm sorry.
Yeah, so that's the struggle I'm having sometimes. Like, I'll go on this, like 4 episodes, just like, you know, just on fire, bro, and then I don't want to be critical of any guests, but then there'll be like one where it's like, well, you know, it didn't go as well as I thought. And it was like, well, you know, what can I do? And then I try to change it up. So yeah, that's what I try to do, man, is change it up each time so it doesn't be boring. It's kind of fresh. It may be another musical artist, but I'll do like a different interview for this person. I'll do different styles.
Yeah. So, okay. So, man, Sean, what have you been sensibly cynical about lately?
What have I been sensibly cynical lately? A lot of things, man. Just, you know, the way society is right now. Like, I know everyone, it's been like this. I don't want to be like, you know, heavy on the news because it's depressing, some of the stuff, but I think that people just need to, like, I'm not saying like sticks and stones, you know, everyone knows what that is, but I feel like sometimes people need to like just chill. Like, not every joke is meaning to be harmful. Now, I know there's parameters, and I know Me Too movement, and I know all that, but sometimes people are just too quick to judge like a harmless joke.
Mm-hmm.
You know, Now, I'm not talking about the ones that are obviously, you know, harassment or anything like that. That's obvious. It's, you know, incriminated. They should be incriminated for crossing, just being decent to people. But at the same time, like, let people be people. You know, if someone says something, just say politely, say, I didn't appreciate that. I feel like everyone's behind a computer, everyone's typing, and it's like, what happened to just dialogue? So that's what I'm sensibly cynical about.
Absolutely.
Society just needs to, like, chill and talk. If you have an issue, instead of texting somebody, give them a call, talk it out. Because words, it's hard to get the connotation. There's connotation and there's denotation. Denotation is just straight text, like just verbatim, Webster Dictionary. Connotation, obviously, I'm saying something that probably most people know, but that's the thing that lacks nowadays, is connotation of stuff.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, well, I'm doing nothing. If you text, I'm doing nothing, well, it's like, well, yeah, it could be dismissive, but at the same time, it could just be literal. Like, yeah, I'm doing nothing, you know?
How does one does nothing?
But you know what I'm trying to say, though? Like, if people always try to read into text too much.
Yeah, but I always wondered that. What does that really mean? How does one not do anything?
I to be honest, there'll be times where I'll be depressed, but I'll do something to keep my mind off it. I'll play. You know, I've been running a lot, or jogging. I'm a little out of shape, Houdini, but jogging. And it's peaceful to me. I'm jogging a lot lately, man. Just finding, like, I kind of live in rural, like a rural area, so there'll be like different trails and stuff. Sounds kind of boring, but it's peaceful to me, being out in the wilderness.
Cross country and hiking.
Kind of.
Hiking. Yeah.
Kind of. It's more like just like public parks, public trails.
Nice.
But yeah, it's more just peaceful, man, being out in the wilderness. Cross country is like way past my I don't do cross country, but I wish.
Yeah. Man, we're talking like, walking on eggshells sometimes, because we can't make certain jokes. I'll go in and say it, man, people are too sensitive. Some people, just too sensitive. Like, the American flag should just be white, or it's no flag at all, so no one get offended. Just get rid of the entire thing. But of course, we're not getting there, hopefully. But still, there isn't a need to walk on eggshells, especially if you have your own platform. Now, in our world, we often explore these topics and opinions. What do you truly believe is worth fighting for?
What do I believe that's worth fighting for?
Yep.
Just the fact that society, man, like people, just civilized society. That's what I feel is where. And I'm sorry for raising my voice, but it's kind of important to me. Is that
you're good.
We pass down manners. Yes, I was raised on yes, ma'am, no, sir. I'll say yes, ma'am to my boss. My boss sometimes will be like, all right, man. I got it the first 2 times. But I'm showing reverence to a superior of sorts, not literal. You know what I'm saying? She's not like, just because she's not in my office, just because she's my boss. She's the one that's helping me keep a roof over my head. So I feel like worth fighting for is to pass down normal, like being civil to people. Like sometimes it'd be like the way people talk to each other is like disrespectful. So I want to, that's why I have this podcast, is to give platforms, and not only that, but to have a dialogue where people can laugh. I'm educated, so I make it an in-depth conversation, and if someone can laugh at a dumb joke, then I've done my job. Like if someone can learn about an artist that they never had, and to be honest, most of my artists are independent, like I just said, but I mean most of these people have actually became friends with other artists that have been on the show. So it's dialogue. That's worth fighting for me. Is a normalized society where people can be friends just outside of normalized context, because they haven't met, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, they've met, all they do is meet on Instagram. It's like, hey, I was on Sensibly Cynical. Well, so was I. And then I've had people collaborate. Like, I had this guy, shout out to Freestyle in New York, and then he found another guy, Blusty, like, they were both on my show, and they ended up collaborating on two pieces, you know? So connecting people too, because independent artists, they if they link up, their reach doubles. So that's another aspect that I bring to the table with my podcast, is that I'm trying to not only give platforms to them, but giving them access to other artists that have been on my show. Another follower, another subscriber. It's on YouTube. Another, reel on everyone does reels, so another reel on Instagram,
Right. Everyone. So, we have about 6 more minutes, and we really didn't get into the meat and potatoes of everything. So I would love to invite you back. I would love to invite you back.
Do it next time.
Yeah. We have 6 minutes. I have to jump on another podcast, the Pod Squad. So you're actually welcome to come over and finish the party there. It's on video. So yeah, you're more than welcome to do that. But
all right, man.
Yeah. Before we let you go, what is your favorite episode? Sensibly Cynical.
All right, so my favorite episode, I actually had a stripper comedian on. Shout out to Chrissy Monroe. She's actually, funny thing is, she's actually turning from a stripper to a lawyer. I don't know if she's actually officially became a lawyer yet, but I know she was trying to. And she was hilarious. She would just do stand up in the weekdays, and then strip on the weekends. And then her act would be she would go in on her own industry. Like she would bring the stripper pole to the stage, like during her act. So she had her material. Her stand-up was basically just throwing like the whole industry under the bus for laughs. Wow. That was funny.
Yeah.
That's my favorite episode.
Stripper by night, comedian by day.
Yep, exactly. But she had an in-depth life, like, man, struggles, you know.
Oh, yeah.
So it's not just jokes, but everyone should check that out. It's the stripper comedian, Chrissy Monroe.
And where can our listeners connect with you and your podcast?
All right, well, Sensibly Cynical, wherever you get your podcasts. Sensibly Cynical on Instagram, Threads, YouTube is youtube.com/@SensiblyCynical. I have video. All my interviews are on video form. And, mostly Instagram. I do have a Facebook. But, yeah, most of my connections are on Instagram.
All right. And listeners, just in case you didn't get those links, no worries. I will have them in the description of this episode and in the show notes. So all you guys have to do is just click those links. I want to thank you guys so much. Sean, thank you so much for joining us today and giving us an inside look at the driving force behind Sensibility Cynical podcast. Your passion for diving deep into topics and engaging with your guests, man, that's inspiring, man, and I want you to keep going. I can't wait till you reach the 300th episode. I don't know, how do you plan to celebrate that? Have you thought about it?
No, I haven't, man. But my goal is to probably just have everybody, like, tag someone really famous and have the most famous person possible come on the show.
That'll be dope.
Yeah. Have all my listeners tag somebody.
Well, guys, thanks for listening, and don't forget to follow and subscribe to stay updated on all this latest episodes. Thank you so much, Sean.
All right, thank you, man.
Peace.
All right, bye.
Bye.
Are you tired of chasing after success and not achieving your goals? Success is possible. You just need the right help, the right guidance, and the right mentors. And that's what you will find on the podcast, Stop Chasing and Start Listening, hosted by real estate investor and business owner Jason Chrisman. Jason has a lineup of incredible guests who cover the world of real estate investing, entrepreneurship, and business strategies. You'll learn from the best on how to elevate your game. Guests include Richard Taylor. He's a 22-year-old powerhouse who's raking in $60,000 a month. That's right. He'll share his secrets to success and teach you how to unlock your potential. Leslie joins the program. Once she was a pharmacist. Now she's a digital marketing millionaire. You'll learn how she transformed her career and built her empire from the ground up. And don't miss out on the incredible story of a firefighter turned self-made landlord. With 53 properties under his belt, he's living proof that dreams do come true with hard work and determination. Each episode of Stop Chasing and Start Listening is filled with valuable insights, practical tips, and inspiring stories that will help you reach your goals. Add Stop Chasing and Start Listening to your podcast playlist right now on Spotify, Apple Podcast, and your favorite podcast platform. Stop Chasing and Start Listening with host Jason Chrisman. Start listening right now and take that first step to living the life that you and your family deserve.
Hey, what's up, long time? I forgot to mention that, oh, by the way, this is Deanie, Vigilantes Radio Live. VP of Operations for Busy Bone from Bone Thugs and Harmony, blah, blah, blah. Anyhow, Only One Theory dropped a new single. It is called La Jefecita. It's on Spotify. As a matter of fact, it's on all major platforms. You should check it out right now. Oh, and by the way, there's also a visual on YouTube. It's hot. Check it out today. onlyonetheory.com. Check that out too. Peace.
Thank you, my Vigilantes family, as always, for checking out my podcast over here at Vigilantes Radio Live. All episodes are available for free download, and you can grab it from either Spreaker.com/Only One Media Group, Spotify, Castbox, iHeartRadio, iTunes, YouTube, the app Podcast Addict, or over at our website, which again is onlyonemediagroup.com, and that goes for every single show that we've ever aired. If you like to request some music or send something for me to play, email it to vradio@onlyonemediagroup.com. That is V as in Victor. And here's my disclaimer: we are genre free, we do not judge, and we absolutely do not base our opinions on hearsay but facts alone. And actually, scratch all of that, because all of my opinions are always right. That's the bottom line. This is my show, so deal with it. Just kidding. On behalf of myself, Denny, I appreciate all you guys for tuning in, either afterwards or live with us. Spread the word, because sharing is caring. We stepped up our game just for you guys and our guests to make sure that you have the best experience here on our show. Be sure to connect with me on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, Tumblr, Snapchat, TikTok, at all social media sites, as well as Spreaker, YouTube. We always follow back. Okay, well, just remember to put yourself into everything that you do and never stop investing in yourself. Peace, love, grilled cheese, and talk with you later.
You are now listening to Vigilantes Radio, the people's choice for quality interviews, art, music, and hot topics. Hosted by Demetrius-Reynolds of the duo No Longer the Hero. All episodes of this podcast are available for free download at www.onlyonemediagroup.com. This is a Seventh Sign Regime Rebirth Worldwide Syndicate exclusive.
What's up, guys? It's Denny, and I want to welcome you on a journey of the heart and of the mind. These Fucking Feelings podcast is a beacon in the world of mental health advocacy, and it invites you to join a conversation that's changing lives. We are here to share, listen, and grow together. Led by the passionate Micah Bravery, alongside the insightful Rebecca and Crystal. This award-winning podcast dives deep into the human experience, from navigating relationships to coping with loss. No topic is off limits. It's about real stories and real emotions. These Fucking Feelings is more than just a show. It's a community, a place where vulnerable isn't just accepted, it's celebrated. You can find it across major platforms, including YouTube and Facebook Watch. This podcast is a touchstone for anyone seeking understanding and support. These Fucking Feelings podcast, where every emotion is valid and every story matters. Tune in and transform the way you see mental health.